I'm talking about today the treasures of life. When we read the Holy Scriptures or any other good subject that we read in the books, there are so many things that we have to treasure, and we get the knowledge of taking them inside our life. They become memories for us and a treasure to be kept in our mind. In Luke 10 is the story of Jesus when he went to in the house of Martha and Mary, and he was preaching. Certain disciples were with him and the crowd was also there. So Mary sat at the feet of Jesus and heard all that he was preaching, while Martha was in the kitchen and preparing delicious meals for them. But she comes and she complains to Jesus, I am here preparing meals, at least Mary can come and help me in serving, which she is not doing. And Jesus said, the meals will be here to live, but I will not be here. What Mary has taken will live with her and stay with her, and nobody can take. What he was saying is that she has taken the knowledge and heard the good words to understand life, and nobody can take your knowledge. Therefore, whenever you have the opportunity or time, find time. We always have time for everything, so we can find time for scripture reading also, and hearing the good works and the plenty of good talks from other people who give us a way to live, show us the way to live. We need to be charged all the time for good living. So Mary learned a lot from Jesus, and by hearing through his own mouth, which Martha could not get that knowledge. So knowledge becomes a treasure. Guard your treasure, because from time to time we need that kind of knowledge to understand between the right and the wrong and how to conduct your life. It's a treasure. So always find time. People say they don't have time. Time is a treasure. Always find time to read the scriptures, read the holy books, read the good books to get a good knowledge. Without good knowledge, definitely you do live, but live without a knowledge. How to conduct your life. And whatever wrong ways we are doing, keep on doing without having any understanding. So time given for good knowledge is a treasure, and it should be kept safely. Whenever needed, distribute it, give it to the people who need it. Tell them the things of the ways. Nobody can take that treasure, because this is the treasure of knowledge. Another, I read about a Judean king, King Hezekiah. That is in the Second Kings, chapter 20. He was very sick, a very good king. God was much pleased with him, but he was very sick. He was to die. So the prophet Isaiah came to him and he said, take care of your home now. Keep that in order, because you are going to die soon. The king was so unhappy, he turned his face towards the wall and cried to Lord. By that time, Isaiah had left the house and he was in the courtyards. And God told Isaiah to go back. He has prayed to me, and I have listened to his prayer, and he is going to live. He is going to be healed. So Isaiah goes there and he tells this to the king. So Isaiah took some fig branches and put them on his boils. He had boils all over his body. Could be very painful. And he was healed. Now the king of Babylon came, had sent a letter for his health and knowing about him or how he is through his messengers. The Judean king Hezekiah was so pleased that he took them all around his palace, showed him all the treasures that his forefathers had gathered, King Solomon, David, all, which he had possessed with him. Showing his treasures of his entire household things, they went away. Isaiah asked him, "What did you do?" He said, "I gave him a nice tour of my palace and showed him all the treasures that I have got and how much God has blessed me." But there were blessings from his forefathers also with him, not his all alone. And Isaiah said, "A time will come, this all will be plundered by the Babylonian king because you showed the treasures to them." And this happens in life also. When you are in your prosperity and are very happy, you make people happy and you show them plenty of things, you keep them very near to you. What they do? They don't have a good vibrations on your treasure because they always think, or maybe people have come with wrong intentions to your house and they plunder it. They take the treasure from your home. The blessings are gone. Therefore, another wise thing is that whenever you are in prosperity, do not show off. Let the world see whatever you have, but do not show. Keep it as a treasure, a blessing given by God to you. So guard your treasure, the worldly treasures too. As in the case of Mary, it was guard the knowledge. In the case of Hezekiah king, guard your treasures that you have inherited in this world. The third treasure that I understood while reading about King Solomon, as a young man, he prayed to God one day, and God was much pleased with him and asked him, "Solomon, what do you want?" And he had asked, that is in 1st King, and he asked that God give me the wisdom to understand between the evil and the good and be a good judge. And he did become a very good judge. His wisdom, as God has blessed him and told him, there won't be a wiser man after you, and there was never a more wiser before you. So he is known for his wisdom. King Solomon's wisdom. He added so much to his treasures and to his wisdom. He wrote about 3,000 proverbs and about 1,005 songs of Solomon. That kind of wisdom God has given him. He was a very good judge. He's conducted his kingdom very well, added a lot of wealth, made the temple of Solomon. But during his old age, the same King Solomon, who was so close to God that all the blessings came to him because of his connection with God all the time, putting God in front, always first. The man in his old age married many women, about 700 wives and 300 concubines he had. And he got into the lust of flesh. The lust of flesh, and that Solomon was so much that in his old age he married very young women and got into their pagan worshipping. He made many worshipping gods for them and did the things which these young women wanted him to do. So it is written in First Peter also that the lust of flesh wars against the soul. All those who run after the flesh, they lose their soul. They lose their mind. The mind and soul, that is a part of superiority, that is the spiritual part connected to God. The mind and the soul connects you to the God. But when the brain is taken over by the flesh, the lust of flesh, God took away the wisdom from Solomon. His wisdom was gone, though he was much blessed before, but then it was gone. Therefore, guard your affections. Guard always what you're running after. Running after flesh will lead always to your doom, because then the mind and the soul will not work. The brain will be taken over by the lust of the flesh. Guard your affections, especially in your old age, when people really at times lose their mind. Then while I was reading Proverbs, how wisely it is written in Proverbs 15 and 21, that guard your tongue. The soothing words are like a tree of life in Proverbs 15. And the reverse tongue, the perverse tongue, crushes the soul. Again in Proverbs 21, it says, guard your mouth and your tongue, that will save you from calamity. In both of these Proverbs, the first one, it says that if you guard your tongue and do not say hurtful things to people, that hurtful thing crushes the soul of the people. And in crushing the soul of the people, you are going to be cursed by God. If a person is in pain, instead of saying soothing words, you say painful words, taking out your hate on the person when they are in trouble or they are in a painful situation, they can't say anything. Remember, that is the time God works and the curse comes on you. Therefore, again it says, guard your mouth and your tongue to save yourself from calamity. Which calamity? The calamity of the curse that God gives to a person who does not guard their tongue. So in all the cases, I have understood, when you have the knowledge from somewhere, always take time and take the knowledge. Perhaps you won't get another chance. As Jesus said, I won't be here. I will be gone. The food will stay. So take the knowledge and use it when required. Impart it when required to somebody else. And secondly, whatever the blessings of the world you get as a blessing, do not show off to the world. Nobody likes it. Some will come with a bad intention and plunder your wealth. Thirdly, when you have the knowledge and wisdom as a blessing from God, remember to guard your blessings, guard your wisdom, because if you let lust or the worldly ways to come before God, then the wisdom will be taken away. The lust of flesh, as is said in the First Peter, the lust of flesh wars against the soul and against the mind also, which is very important to understand. The treasures that we get into the from the Holy Scriptures gives us a lot of knowledge to understand and conduct our life. The worldly things will always be here. You can keep digging any amount of gold, silver, and accumulating any amount of wealth. It won't be there. It is of the earth, it will stay on the earth. But the knowledge that you take and how you conduct your life and protect your mind and your soul, which is a godly part in your body, it will surely bring more blessings and happiness to your soul. I hope you like this small things that I take out from the biblical scriptures and other things also from the nature, from the general lives we all lead, from other people, and I make it into a small topic into my videos. So, guard your treasure was the topic today. Do like, subscribe, and share my videos. These are small efforts I do each morning for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. This is Anita Binepal from Mussoorie. Do subscribe my channel, The Wisdom Decoded by Anita Binepal. The Words of Wisdom Decoded by Anita Binepal. Do see this channel, subscribe and forward it. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and God bless you all.